So this video is all about part 3 of the Python beginners course. So um, in part 2 we just talked about how to make use of the for loop now, and we use it to create some minor tags. We are going to be using it in this case also to create some minor tags here. So there is a minor task which is write a program that prints your name 100 times. Now, using the for loop property, you just say for, let's say I use n variable n in a range. Now we need, now press the tab key, we need 100. So we'll just say print. I can now say, okay, print, press the tab key, then let me just say name. Let me define the name up here. Let me define the name. I just call it name equals to input. Press the tab key. Press the quotation. Okay, this quotation mark is outside. The quotation mark. Then just say enter your name. Enter your name. Say your name now. If you look at the for loop, I've explained this in part 2, but let me just say explain it here. And for now, it has a particular kind of structure. The for statement is the header of the block statement. So now every item that is now after this for loop, there must be a column. Then you will indent. Look at the way, the print, it will indent. So you indent everything that indents here falls under the loop, so it will loop. So now, but anything that falls or that is not indented will not loop. So this print name will loop. So meaning, if I say type in input now, if I click run, I click this button which is run, it will ask me for the name. So enter your name. If I enter the name, this for loop will run this program 100 times to print my name. So let's try it. Now let me just say run. So here it says enter your name. Let's type my name. My name is Uchichukwu. Name is Uchichukwu Stephen Olasanya. So that's my name. If I just say enter, it will just print the whole of this 100 times. Let's see it. See, this is up to 100. Now if you scroll up now, you see it's more than 100. Now this one, now they say write a program that fills the screen horizontally and vertically with your name. So now for us to fill it horizontally or vertically, I will come here. make comma, now add the end equal to a column, then I keep a space. So now if I run this thing will fill it horizontally. Let's see, if I run it, I'll just use one name. So let's run it. So just type my first name, which is Chechuku. See, types it horizontally. Now comes back here. So now that is it. So this is the space I introduce in this end. So now that is it. That is the way it is. So now let's look at another option here. They said again, write a program that put 100 lines numbered 1 to 100, each with your name on it. The output should look like the output below. Okay, now this other one will be, now I will knock off this. I'll still use this. So you still use this function, this expression here to still do it. Now I have for I in range 100. So now there should be a space. Now the name should be numbered from 1 to 100. Now, and you know this range, like range 100, it starts from 0 to 99. So now for me to make it from 1 to 100, what I'll do is that I'll add 1 to the I. Now we're going to see, we're going to now write, print out the I. So the I will just say brackets open and close. I will call it I plus 1. So the I plus 1. So I will now make a comma. So now in this comma, now for print, there is what we call separate. So if I use a separate function, now I will not give it a please just put a space in between the separate. So now if I just click run, it will run it now. See, since the I variable starts from 0, and I added 1, so that the first one will go from 1 to 100, because without adding that one, it will be from 0 to 99. So that one now makes it up. So now let's run this. So now let's say run. Let me just use a short name. Okay, let me still use my long name. Chichuku, and this see, now run from this to 100. That is it. So let's see, 200. That is it. So now that is just it. So now let's look at some other mini tasks we're asked to do with this for loop. So now write a program that prints out a list of the integer from 1 to 20 and their square. The output should look like this. So look at the way the output should look like. So it should be square and all that from 1 to 20. So now let's go back to that. Now we're going to use this same thing. Let me see. Write a program that prints out a list of 1 to 20 and okay, 1 to 20. Now I don't need to say type in. Let me delete this type in. Now it should be 20. The range should be 20. Then here it should be 1 plus I. So then this other place, there should be a square. So I should now put parenthesis I plus 1. Then I needed to square this. So exponential is 2 star then 2. So now that is it now. Now when you check, there is 2 dash and 3 dash. So now I'll just add the 3 dash. Bring this closer. So this is what they want. So now I'm adding 1 to it so that it will start from, because ordinarily 20 it will be from 0 to 19. So but if I add 1 to now free from 1 to 20, so that is it. So now let's look at it. So let's work it out now. Let's run. See, this is 2419 and all that. So that is it. Say 9, 81, 100, 10, 100, 11, 121, 12, 144. So the program runs well. Now let's look at this other one. It's a write a program that uses a for loop to print the numbers 8, 11, 14, 17, 20. So now when you look at these numbers, 8 to, so the difference is just 3, 3, 3, 3. So now let's look at it now. What I will do is that let me just copy down the number. Let me just copy it down. Just copy it down. You have 8, you have 11, you have 14, 17, 20. Now let's go to here. So we have 8. Now let me change the column. We have 8. The next number was 11. This is 14. This other one is 17. This is 20. So now the first term is 8. The second, since the first term is 8, now the difference between them is, and this is an arithmetic progression, so the difference is 3. The difference is 3. So now you know our, let's say we're still using I. Now our I number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this position now should be, we want it to start from 1, so it will be I plus 1. So it should be I plus 1. So now if you now make use of this now, what we're going to do now is, let's use the arithmetic formula, which is A plus n minus 1 times D. So the A is the first item, which is this. So which is 8 plus the n is I plus 1 minus 1 times the D, which is 3. So you have 8 plus this will cancel out this. You have 3I. So that means if you put I equal to 0 here, this will be 8. If you put I equal to 1, this will be 11. I equal to 2, this will be 14. I equal to 3, which is 9 plus 8 is 17. So that's goes. So this is the formula we're going to use. Now let's go back to the environment. Now let's write the program. To write this program, what we're going to do is so we'll go to us. Let's delete this. So we have the formula we have is 8 plus 3 times I. That is it. So, and the number, how many do they want us to write? Okay, which are the number? This should be, let's look at the last number. Now, for us to get the last number, so we just say Tn, the last number, which is 89. So at the nth term, let me see. Let me see, 89, yes. Now, let's say we're using the formula, the nth term will now be a plus n minus 1 times d. Now we have a to be equal to 8 and n to be equal to I plus 1. Now, actually, we have done this to get the I term, which is the last term, to be 8 plus 3i. And 8 plus 3i, the I term is 89. So 3i is equal to 8 plus 3i is equal to 89. So moving this to this other side, you have 3i equal to 89 minus 8, which is what, 81. So I is equal to what, 27. So that means the iteration, the looping should be 27 looped, to be looped 27 times to get up to that 89. So now what we're going to do, we change this to 27. So change this to 27 with this 8 plus. So now, and the separation, we're not going to use a separation, we're going to use comma. Then this is supposed to be end. I'm going to use end here. So let's see. So that is it now. So let's see how it goes. Let's run this. Just say run. Okay, there's an issue. Print comma. Oh, this is supposed to be in brackets. Let me see. Okay. I did not focus on the bracket. Okay. So it's okay now. Now let's run it. So you see up to, okay, this is supposed to be 28. So that's we calculated the results. Okay, this is from 8 to 89. So that is it now. So when you check, you have 8, 11, 14, 17, 20 up to 89. So that is it. So now let's look at the next task. Next task was write a program that uses a for loop to print the number 100 up to 2. So the for loop are printing 100 up to, so now it has, so it skips by, okay. So we can also write like this one. Now we can also write it in another form. You can say I here, starting from we can also work. Okay, let me see. I can work at that. Let me see. You have 100. The difference are 2. So let's So we just the same way what we did here. We have 100, the other one is 98 up to 2. So the first term is 100. So the first term is 100. So now you have the last term is equal to 2. So the first, this is 0, 1 till this. At this point, this is not the I tenth, the last one. So this is supposed to be I plus 1. So now to work this out, we're all going to do now is we now have 100. Using this formula, we have A plus N minus 1 times D, and our D here is 2. Now adding your 2, you have 2 equal to 100 plus or minus. So this is I plus 1 minus 1 times 2. So it's 100 plus 2I, because this one will go out. This you have I here. So this is 2. So you have 100 plus 2I is equal to 2. So moving this 100 to this other side, you have 2I is equal to 2 minus 100. So you have I minus 98. So 2 divide here, 2 divide here. So I is equal to 49. So the whole thing is just kind of a subtraction. There is a subtraction. Okay. This is supposed to be minus. The difference is supposed to be minus 2. So we have minus here. We have minus, minus. So this minus will cancel out. This 2 will cancel. This minus will cancel. So you have 48. 49. So it's not supposed to be minus. So the difference is supposed to be minus 2. So here we're supposed to have minus here, minus 2I. So that means our I is equal to 49. So based on this, since it's 49, and if you use 49 in the range, use 49 in the range does not get to 49. So what you do is say range will be 50, so that 50 to get to 49. So now that is it. So that means what we're going to put here will add plus 1 to it, so it should be 50. So let's go back to the program. Now let's write a program. So now here should be 50. Here should be 50. While the first term is, this is 100 minus 2 times I minus, let's see, minus 2 times I. So then the next here on the lines, let me see, we have, okay, so let's run it, let's see. So let's run You have 100 up to 2, so that is it. So it's correct. 100, 98, 96, 94 till up to 2. So that is correct. Now let's watch. Let's go to another one. Here now you say write a program that uses exactly four for loops. Print the sequence of letters below. So the first one will print A. How many A's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the first one will print 10 A's. 10 A's. Then the next one will print how many P? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 B's. 7 B's. How many C? Okay, now these ones are alternating. So you have C, D, C, D, C, D. So you have how many of them? How many of this pattern? You have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of C, D. And then now the next one you have E, just 1. And then the F you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the F. Then we have G ones. So now let's go run this program. And they want four loops. So the for loop should be 4. So actually there are 4. Now the first one for A is 10. So I will just change this to 10. And then just include what is needed to print. You need to print A. So now we use end. Okay, I'm not on my YouTube, but how will I do that is why I said nobody needs to be the other person. So let me just copy this. Because what I told you yesterday is to go to my car, take a cut and paste. And then this is for B. So this is supposed to be 7. So this is the second for loop. Then the third one, I'll still copy this for loop. The one people snap, the one you say is not bad. You not say it carry it. So I'm taking this cap of if they say it's really bad. So this is supposed to have this here. I'm not supposed to have this. I'm not supposed to have this. So remove one of the brackets. Now let's copy the corrected version. Let's see. Still an error here. Okay, this A is a string, so I need to include this B is also a string. I need to include the quotation sign. So let's copy this again. So since it's correct now, let's copy. Let me now copy. So I'll now paste. This loop is supposed to be 4. So I'll change the range to 4. Change the range to 4, then what we're printing is printing C, C and D, between C and D, and comma, there should be a space here. So this is, then the next one is just, the next one is just a print, just print one. So this is not a loop. So what I will do is just to copy this. Let's copy this print, copy, copy print. So let me enter, copy the print. So now just come here, paste the print. Print is not a loop. Now, and the print, you need to print just only one. You need to print only just only one letter, which is E. Then the next one is a loop. The next one is a loop 6. So just copy this. Copy this loop, this for loop. Enter. So now we have F. So I needed to loop it 6 times. Then the next is to print G. So now I will just bring in, gonna copy this, copy, come here, bring and paste. And the last is G. Now here I'm not supposed to put this. This is the last part. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 loop. So now let's run and see what this gives. You have A, B, C, D, C, D, C, D. So let's see. So that is it. So this is what we are asked to do. So now let's look at another issue now. So write a program that asks the user for their name and how many times to print it. The program should print out the user's name the specified number of times. Okay, so let's begin with this program now. Let's see. Let me delete this. We're done with that. So I'll say name as a variable that will hold the name. So now say equal to eval. Press the tab key, input. Press the tab key, then press the quotation mark and now say enter your name. Enter your name. Then the next is now the next is a number. So I just say num equal to, I'll just say, okay, name is not supposed to come with this file, this Now let me just copy this. Let me copy this, copy it and replace it with this. Replace it with this. Then this should be number. So number should go with evaluate. Let me delete this. Number should go with evaluate. So now enter. Now I will change this to number to num. Then I say enter the number. Just change this text here to enter the number of times you want your name, okay, to be printed. Enter the number of times you want your name to be printed. Okay, that's good. Now the next thing is we'll jump into for loop. So we'll say for I in range number. Now you see the quotation mark is being added. The column is added. So now the next thing we're going to do is to just leave the name. Now I'll just say print. Say print the name, which is name. Press the tab key. Now here see why is this undefined name number? Is it undefined? Okay, yeah. So it's cap sensitive. This is a small letter. The N is small letter. Why here is so? But let me just change here to small letter so it will just correct itself. So let's say change it to small letter. So it corrects itself. The error sign has been eliminated. So now it's okay now because it's cap sensitive. So now if you have here capital letter while here small letter, it will not recognize it. So now what we're going to do next is let's press the wrong key. So if you press the wrong key, it will now ask us for the name. Let me press the wrong key. The name, I should use my name, Uchichukwu. Now you see the enter the number of times you want your name to be printed. So I want it to print it 5 times. Now let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. That is it. So we're done with that program. Now let's look at another one, number 9. Number 9 is if the write the Fibonacci numbers are the sequence below, where the first 2 numbers are 1 and each numbers thereof is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers. Write a program that asks the user how many Fibonacci numbers to print and then print that many. Now let's go back to the program. To ask the okay, now I'll leave the number. I will delete this. So I will use this program to rewrite that other one. I'll leave the number. Now this is the number of so it will ask you the number. Then now let's say the first letter, the first number. Now I will just say F0 is equal to what? 0, 0, no, is equal to 0. Now enter the next number, F1. F1, let's say F1 is equal to 1. Equal to 1. Now is equal to 1. Then I will just write down here, say print, press the tab key, print F1, comma, end, equal to quotation mark, comma. Now we're going to print the first and then this. Now let's now come down here for I in ranges. Okay, now let's now I need to change this. Enter the number of Fibonacci. That's what I'll write here. The number. Enter the number of Fibonacci. Enter the number of Fibonacci number. Enter the number of Fibonacci numbers to be. So okay, to be printed. Okay, let me just write it this way. Then I come here, the F, which is a new value to get. You have now. Let me just explain. Let's explain. You have the Fibonacci here now. Let me just copy down the number. Let me copy down the number. The number is 1, 1. You have 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. And the next one is 21. So now let's study the signs of this number. So now let's go back to this. Now we have the first one is 1, the next one 1, the next one 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and 21. Now let's assume there's a 0 value here, which is F0, F1. Now if you add these two together, it gives you F, and this is your F. Now since this is your F, it gives you add this, gives you 1, which is this one. Now if you add these two, it gives you 2, which is this. Now that means this position now becomes your F0. This position now becomes your F1. So that means your F0 is now equal to F1. You assign F0 to be equal to F1 and F1 to be equal to F. So that is the way we can be able to do this. Now let's go back to what we're doing. Let's go back again. Now that means our F1 is F0 plus F1. Now, now we must say F0 is equal to what? F1. Now F1 is equal to F. So with this, we will now print. So we will now print the F, comma. We now still use the end function with a comma. The end function with a comma. So now with this, we have created the Fibonacci. We have created the Fibonacci. So now what we're going to do now is let's run the whole thing and see what happens. It says enter the number of Fibonacci number to be printed. Now I'll just say n. Let's say I want 10. So when you look, you have 1. Okay. Okay, the 1 does not. Okay, let me need to remove the print here. Say delete. Let's see here. Now let's run and see. Let me now start typing 10. So it works perfectly well. So now, so it works perfectly well. So you have 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89. Let's see. So correct. Now let's change the number. Let's say I want 5 Fibonacci numbers. And I'll say 5. Just type in 5 here. Enter. So it gives me 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Correct. So that is it now. So now let's go to the next program, the next task. They say use a for loop to print a box like the one below. Allow the user to specify how wide and how high the box should be. Okay, so now the user should now specify how wide, how large the box should be. So now we go back to this. Let me leave this and save it as click save it as Fibonacci. Let me say Fibonacci. Okay, Fibonacci number code. Okay, let's say save. Now let's create another new. We click the new button. Now what we will needed to do now is we will now ask or say the width of the box. The width of the box, you ask the width of the box. Now just say evaluate. Press the tab key, input, press the tab key, press the single quotation sign, then just say enter the weight of the rectangle. Enter the width of the rectangle. Now look at the width of the rectangle. Now the next one is enter the width of the rectangle. Then the next one should be, did they say the height? The height, yes. The height, enter the height of the rectangle. So I will just copy this whole thing. Instead of typing again, just say copy. I will paste. Then what I will just change here is enter the height of the triangle you want to generate, the height. Now, the next one should be, so having done that, when I say loop for I in range, press the tab key in range. Now we're looking at the height. The height, so it should be the height. It should be the height. Then the width. Now I'll say print. So print. What I'm printing is this quotation sign star. Then times the width. Times the width. So that is it. So now the width is a number, okay? So now what we're doing now is, let's say I want the thing to be, let me run this now. Enter the width. I want the width to be, there is no space here. I want the width to be 20, then the height to be like, let's say 20 to be like a square. 20, enter. So see here is 20. When we see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let me see. 13. Okay. Now let me just keep, there should be space here. There should be space here too. So it looks neater. So now let's run. Let me just say I want it to be, I want the width to be 10 and the height to be 4. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then the width is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me put the spacing. It's like the next line. Let's make the spacing a little bit bigger. Let me just add a small space so that it looks more like the same. Because the 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not big compared to this. It looks like a square. So let's try again. Let's see. I have 10. I have 4 as it. It's okay. Look at it. So now it looks more like a rectangle. You have the height to be like 4 and this other side to be 10. Now let's look at making it the same. Let's say 4, 4. So it looks more like a square now. Let's see, 8. The width is 8. The height is, let's say, 5. So that is it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Great. So that is it. So that is it is not. And let's look at let me look at this is 20, the width is 20, the the height is like 6. So that is it. So this is what the rectangle will be. So it just varies now. Now let me just save this as a rectangle code. Let's say save. Let's say rectangle code. Let's put dot py dot py. Now let's go to the next question. We say use a for loop to print a box like the one below. Allow the user to specify how wide and how high the box should be. Now this one, so in this, so for this one, just like the same thing, I'll just do save as uh, save as to save as to save as to. So now you can make use of this. What I needed to do is so what I needed to do the first and the last should be like this. The last this other one should be it's like I will end this program here now, then we'll begin from this question. So let's end it here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, leave your comment in the comment section. Also help to share the video. Thank you.